Now, Unit 2, Cloud Scenarios. There are three different major applications of cloud computing. How organizations are using cloud computing is quite different at granular level, but the users generally fall into one of these three solutions. There are three different major implementations of cloud computing, like compute clouds, cloud storage, cloud applications. Compute clouds, the first one. Compute clouds allow access to highly scalable, inexpensive, on-demand computing resources that run the code we are providing. The examples of compute clouds are Amazon EC2, Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure. Compute clouds are most flexible in their offerings and can be used for various purposes. It simply depends on the application the user wants to access. These applications are good for any size organization, but large organizations might be at a disadvantage because these applications do not offer the standard management. Enterprises are not shut out. However, Amazon offers enterprise class support, and these are emerging sets of cloud which are meant for enterprise use. Next, cloud storage. Next one, cloud storage. One of the first cloud offerings was cloud storage, and it remains a popular solution. Cloud storage is a big world. There are already more than 100 vendors offering cloud storage. This is an ideal solution if you want to maintain files offsite. Security and cost are the top issues in this field and vary greatly depending on the vendor you choose. Currently, Amazon S3 is a top level vendor. Some of the examples are OneDrive, Google Drive, Dropbox, etc. Cloud applications. Cloud applications differ from compute clouds in that they utilize software applications that rely on cloud infrastructure. Cloud applications are versions of SWAS and include such things as web applications that are delivered to users via a web browser or an application like Microsoft Online Services. These applications offload hosting and IT management to the cloud. Cloud applications deliver applications that depend on the infrastructure of the internet itself. Some cloud applications include peer-to-peer computing like Skype and Ripple, web applications like Google Docs and Microsoft Office Live, SWAS, Google Apps, Windows Azure, etc. Software plus services like Microsoft Online Services. So, these next come through benefits. So, let's see benefits. Scalability. Scalability in cloud computing is the ability to quickly and easily increase or decrease the size of or power of an IT solution. There are usually two ways to scale a cloud solution up or down. One is contact the cloud provider to request it, or add the services yourself via an online portal. Some cloud solutions can also be auto-scaled. This means you can set them up to scale up or down automatically based on certain conditions, like when your cloud solution is running out of a storage space. So let's see what is a scalable system. A system whose performance improves after adding hardware proportionally to the capacity added is to be a scalable system. Let's see what is non-scalable. Single application server doing all parallel data processing or document processing. When maximum RAM hard disk or CPU reaches, it could not process any more jobs, or you would see system stops responding to job requests. Then see what is scaling. Scaling is growing an infrastructure larger so that the applications riding on that infrastructure can serve more people at a time. The terms scaling up and scale down refers to the way in which the infrastructure is grown. Here there are some terms related to scalability which we should understand. Scale up, that is vertical scaling. To scale vertically means to add resources to single node in a system, typically involving the addition of CPUs or memory to a single computer. What is vertically scalable? So increase CPU, RAM, hard disk depending on the need so that single server can handle all the load. What is scale up? Increasing or adding resources in existing server. For example, we are adding more PCs to existing cloud servers. What is scale down? When we start removing that additional resources that we have added from that existing server. So adding PCs or clients to existing cloud server is called scale up, and removing resources added from that existing server is called scale down. Next, scale out is called horizontal scaling. What is scale out? Scale out is another way to add capacity to your architecture. Instead of buying one powerful machine, horizontal scaling means adding simple servers that run a distributed computing model. What is horizontally scalable? Multiple servers available to all the users. Depending on the load on each server, requests will be served by allocated server. Now, what is scale out? Adding extra servers or new servers in the cluster, that is called scale out. Let's see, for example, there are some clients which are accessing some particular server for some services. As the number of clients will increase, what we'll do? We will add an additional servers to who can serve the request of the clients. What is scaling? When the additional servers which we have added into the cluster, we start removing them, then that process is called scale in. For example, if a demand goes down, then the number of clients goes down, of course, then we have removed that additional servers. Next, let's see what is a simplicity. It is also a benefit. What simplicity means, you do not need an army of administrators to build and maintain your cloud. That means not having to buy and configure new equipment makes you and your IT staff enabled. The cloud solution makes it possible to get your application started immediately and low cost compared to what it would cost to implement an on-site solution. There are three basic principles for cloud simplicity. One is simplified pricing and reduce cost. So cloud applications need to be simple and cost effective. You will be able to buy without talking to a salesperson. Let's say, for example, Amazon Marketplace. In addition, the pricing model should be simple and easy to understand, with the cost of the solution dropping yearly to reflect the reduction in cloud costs. The next one is radical simplicity. True cloud applications bring radical simplicity by eliminating day 1, day 2 operating hassles. So the application is already deployed, so you can start running immediately. Software upgrades happen automatically with no downtime. That means no interruption. System management such as security patching, upgrades and performance management, as well as security and regulatory requirements are handled for you. The next one is cloud. Simple workloads break legacy backup. Backup is already the bottleneck in deploying on-premises applications because so much of the work is manual. Backup teams troubleshoot failed backups, tweak the infrastructure to keep pace with data growth, and scramble to protect new applications. With VM automation, it may take 4 hours to deploy an application, but it takes a week to manually set up the backup. So the next one is knowledgeable vendors. Typically, when new technology becomes popular, there are plenty of vendors who pop up to offer their version of that technology. This is not always good because a lot of those vendors tend to offer less than useful technology. By contrast, the first comers to the cloud computing party are actually very reputable companies. Companies like Amazon, Microsoft, IBM and Yahoo have been good vendors because they have offered reliable services. So the next one is more internal resource. By shifting your non-mission critical data needs to a third party, your IT department is freed up to work on important business related tasks. You also don't have to add more manpower and training the system from having to deal with these low level tasks. When you are looking at service providers, make sure to find someone who offers 24 our help and support can respond to emergency situations. The next one is vendor security. So cloud service providers are companies that establish public clouds, manage private clouds, or offer on-demand cloud computing components, also known as cloud computing services like infrastructure as a service, that is IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Cloud services can reduce business process costs when compared to on-premise IT. There are a handful of well-known major public companies such as Alibaba Cloud, AWS, that is Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud Platforms, IBM Cloud, Oracle Cloud, and Microsoft Azure. But there are also hundreds of other cloud computing providers all over the world. So let's see what are the benefits of using cloud service provider. First one is cost and flexibility. The pay-as-you-go model of cloud services enables organizations to only pay for the resources they consume. Using a cloud service provider also eliminates the need of IT-related capital equipment purchases. Organizations should review the details of cloud pricing to accurately break down cloud costs. Next one is scalability. Customers, organizations can easily scale up or down the IT resources they use based on business demands. Mobility. Resources and services purchased from a cloud service provider can be accessed from any physical location that has a working network connection. The last one is disaster recovery. Cloud services typically offer quick and reliable disaster recovery.